Okay, Discord, you asked for it. Here it is. My silly attempt at spice or erotica or whatever the hell this thing is. I'm going to have to affect a silly voice. I just wrote this today, the 17th. It's 6 p.m. It was 15 years ago now. It came down in a ship that wasn't. News reports at the time showed it as a drop of water, the first rain from space. It shattered upon the pistol of City One, tendrils down streets between buildings. They were everywhere in an instant. I was out of town at the time. First vacation I ever tried to take, called back quick. No one wants a scientist for telling bad news, but when bad things happen, they sure as shit want you there immediately to solve it, which I tried and failed. In the end, it seemed to everyone, myself included, that to let them do their thing was preferable. There was a food shortage going on. City One nearly done. Same for them, I guess. They consumed half the population in a matter of hours. They go in through the mouth. Feels like you're drowning. Slick eel forms slithering down, barbs making it impossible to remove before digestion begins. They eat everything, the bones and sinew and organs, everything but the skin, which quivers and throbs, deflating, inflating, until everything inside has been replaced. They're crustaceans of a sort, the outer flesh sac becoming solid granite almost immediately after replacement. Bulletproof when they're alive, it softens enough to remove when boiled to a bright pink, regardless of original pigment. It's in the black labs deep under the city, with interconnected mile-long passages, accessible only through walk-in fridges of street-side noodle shops, that we can truly observe them. You listening to me, trainee? I ask of the slip of a girl beside me. They get younger and younger, or I get older and older. Yes, sir. Only shouldn't we be watching them, hand on the steam release? That we should, but don't get cocky. You haven't the years to make and learn from the mistakes of everyone who came before you. Take in everything you can, kid. Don't ever assume. I tapped her twice on the shoulder blade with an open palm. Professional affection, I thought, but she pulled away, eyes to the wall of glass before us. Ideally, we'll be witnessing how they mate in our bodies, but you never know. So often I come down here, clipboard in hand, pen at the ready, but something spooks them and they tear each other apart. Those we steam. Tastes all right. You ever had a kid? Can't say as I have, but isn't the idea that we not know? True enough. True enough. On the other side of the glass was our idea of a typical City One bedroom. King-size bed, bamboo sheets, and peacock blue pillows to match, semi-firm in a white duvet. Disposal slot in the wall for soiled garments, dispenser to one side of that. We did away with the toilet and shower. These things didn't use them. Just built a drain into the middle of the floor for the whole room and sprayed it down when necessary. A door opened within the test unit, two people walking in from the adjoining area. I waved to Frank about 30 feet away from us, his own trainee furiously making notes on her clipboard about whatever just happened in the living room. My focus snapped back to my subjects, currently disrobing to nude on either side of the bed. Can they see us through the glass, sir? My trainee asked. I looked over at her. I should learn her name. Maybe. Maybe there won't be time. Of course they can see us. Same as everyone can see you and your unit, unless you cough up for the permit to close the blinds. It's as real as we can make it here. Eyes front. They'll either immediately drop into sleep, or you're in for one hell of a show. They were in male and female bodies, respectively, but all observations suggested that as chance. They didn't use the genitals, they made their own. The male, less of a man, lacking definable musculature and resembling more of a filled sausage casing, who we observers affectionately referred to as Sparky, guided the woman, another sausage, one we called Agatha, to the center of the room. I'd seen this before and my pulse quickened. It's gonna happen, kid. 3 times round. She primed her clipboard. Agatha kneeled on all fours, face away from the glass, as Sparky slowly circled her, arms outstretched, body rippling. After the third trip around, both their heads angled up to the ceiling, a sharp wail sound projecting from each for exactly 10 seconds. My trainee looked away as undifferentiated tissue emerged from Agatha's graying stony folds, forming a catcher's mitt, while Sparky's deflated balloon filled and split and kept growing. He grabbed her hair to hold her in place, as the ovipositor, or whatever this thing was, continued past her lips, down her throat, through the thorax and abdomen, finally emerging from her anus, where it was grabbed by the glove she had produced. Sparky screamed, whether in pain or with pleasure, we may never know, but he pulled back and began to spin. Agatha's skewered body lifted off the ground. Sparky spun faster and faster, until the glove ripped inside and she separated from him, crashing against the wall, destroying the bedside table. My eyes were fixed on Sparky. I'd seen the gloves get thrown before, but it's a distraction. Still in the center of the room, Sparky reeled his member back in, football-sized mass of undulating flesh attached to the end of it, sucking pink wet. It re-entered his cavity, and I nudged the trainee. Pay attention, I said. Sparky's body shook, a light rumble at first, then full on, arm-waving convulsions as he flipped onto his back on the floor, all limbs splayed, light shooting from his mouth, eyes, ears, nose, desecrated member and anus. It lost intensity after a minute, and Sparky sat up. They'll be hungry now. Would you mind placing that bag of plankton just inside the door? I asked. The trainee met my eyes and held the gaze for a moment before placing her clipboard on the table. Pen slipped under the clip. I glanced at her notes. Decent observations. Hope she makes it. From inside the room, Sparky rocked his head to one side, their version of a wink. It's Ian Erotica. Cha cha